Hey Aries, this is Kapualani, and we've got your girl and our moon, Aries, a full moon reading. So let's see what's in store. First up, Aries, your message from the universe. Hang in tight. What you want is coming your way right now. Any tension you feel, any blockages, any stuckness, a lot of it is having to contend with your own desires. A lot of it's contending with, just that fiery impatience, Aries. And so with the Strength card, it's saying trust in what you've done, what you've been doing. Have faith in knowing that you are heading exactly towards your goals. Your goals are heading toward you. So there's always movement happening. Life happens whether you're sleeping or you're awake. And so trust that the universe is on your side and you're having to surrender to divine time and order. And, you're not expected to just stand there in the sunshine, melting, waiting for fate to knock on your door. Fate's gonna knock on your door when it's supposed to knock on your door, and don't you worry about being late. Those are just distractions and little side steps in the clarity that you can be focusing on with your manifestation. And so that's where, when you're not really sure what to do with yourself and you're feeling pent up, Aries, get out. That being said, what will this particular full moon be bringing to your awareness? Yeah, where are you feeling powerless? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling like maybe you've been biting your tongue? Where are your mind and your heart in conflict with what you want and what you need, or just not adding up? So this is that time to get to basics. When we see this Three of Swords, what can you do? What can you do? What actionable, tangible steps can you take to support yourself on this journey and this process, given your current state of things? Can't run away from it. So what can we do? Well, first of all, as that lion, you don't need to be chomping down on those thorns, that thorny rose stem anymore. Realize, maybe have don't say anything that you're going to regret. One big thing, okay? What will you need to revisit? Okay, tension. There are some energies here that are bringing up conflict, that are bringing up, it's an opportunity for you again. Number one, not to stay stuck in a state of anxiousness or helplessness, but rather get to ground. Take a look at things, take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and just do a little bit of an assessment. Who are you surrounding yourself by? What people, what places, what influences have you been surrounding yourself by? Have you been surrounding yourself with? Are there friends that really on the surface they seem like friends, but really there's some underhanded competitive energy that's present, okay? There's some tension here. There's something that's not really, it's kind of like you're being the bigger person right now. And for some reason, I'm hearing that you don't have to be. It's not about creating waves or like blasting people, Aries, but it's like, don't suffer yourself. Things, whatever it is that's going on, there's something there that's beyond your awareness. So it's kind of like, don't make more out of a situation than you need to. Don't suffer yourself over like something that actually in reality, it's like you find out, like, I made it a lot more complicated than it needed to be. All I have to do is just like walk away. Like when a cake is in the oven, I like to use this analogy. When you put the cake in the oven, just walk away and let it bake. Don't stand in front of the oven waiting and melting. Go and do something, read a book, take a nap, whatever. The alarm's going to go off and alert you when the cake's ready. No sweat. So, all right, what's some advice for this full moon? Pause, slow down. You're really being urged, Aries, to take a look back at your own steps. take a look back at your own actions in order to figure out if there's something that you're unhappy with, if there's a situation, if there's a person, if there's a relationship, whatever the circumstances are where you're feeling stuck, powerless, or like you may have gotten the short end of the stick. It's saying for you to get yourself out of this feeling of stuckness, for you to get out of this feeling of struggling, take a look back at your own actions, your own steps. That way you can, it's that back step thing. And don't put yourself, again, when you're pausing to look back, what are the lessons that you've learned? What are you taking away with you? And what are you maybe avoiding and making yourself fumble over again and again? Stop hurting yourself. Don't, when there's nothing for you, when there isn't a wall for you to push through, Aries, don't create one. That's really like a strong message that I'm getting here. So what sort of vacation, all that being said, is your soul craving? Yeah. Like I said, look at the bigger picture. Take a look. The Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fate. Trust that karmic, divine time and order, alignment. It's on your side. So really, I know it's tough. Because Aries, it's like you're that type that's going to just plow through and nobody's going to tell you what to do. And in this case, that's fine. But the universe is saying nobody's telling you what to do. But when the universe is giving you guidance, this is the universe giving you guidance, Aries. So if you're going to fight the universe, just understand what you're dealing with is kind of what the universe is saying. That's what it keeps saying. Stop diving in to situations, stop diving into, even if it's dramas, you don't try to save anybody. Okay, I don't know, there's something coming through here. Like, learn the lessons that you've learned from the past in terms of, again, when you put yourself into certain scenarios, when you engage certain personalities, you've already been through the ringer in the past. You've already learned certain lessons. This isn't about punishing you, Aries. It's for you to decide once and for all, what are you done with? What are you truly inherently cycling out of, putting to rest? What are you closing out karmically, truly and karmically? Because this is that opportunity to catch yourself. This is that opportunity to make the shift, to make the change, so you can really start to unravel and take those progressive steps, out of the labyrinth rather than getting stuck back in it again. You've been through it already. You know what to do this time. Trust your instincts, surrender it to divine time and order. Let go. Don't get involved. Release. And so all I gotta say, Aries, is, if you want to dive deeper into things, you know where to go, girlundermoon.com. Okay. Make sure that you also take a look at your rising sign, your moon signs, just for some more in-depth insight. And otherwise, have a bright and brilliant full moon. And again, girlundermoon.com for anything otherwise. Take care. Hey Taurus, this is Kapualani, and I've got your girl and her moon full moon reading. We've got an Aries full moon here. So let's see what's coming up for you, Taurus. Don't trip out, okay? When the cards fall, let it be. If you get an inkling to do the reading, read it deeper. That's for you, and that's totally valid and true. The way that I do it, oftentimes, whatever card that pops out that I see, it's going to show up in the spread. Just for some insight. Okay, Taurus, what do you need to hear from the universe? Listen to your higher guidance, okay? I will say, that sun card flipping, it showed up in a reversal position, Taurus, and I'm really present to this golden energy, the yellow energy of the lightning bolt. And so I'm tying it in, okay? Because I did stop, I did acknowledge it, did make a comment on it, so clearly Spirit's wanting me to tie something in here, okay? You have the keys to the answers, the answers to all your own questions. There's a lot of sacred insight, a lot of activations, a lot of higher guidance. Your higher self is really linking up with you, okay? I almost get this sense of, with that, again, they're showing me the image of that sun card that just kind of, that flipped, reversed. There's something in the word of polarity that's coming up, so be aware. It may seem like you're in an alternate, that's what it's like, a parallel universe. Like at times you may seem like you're in a parallel universe, Taurus. Trust your higher guidance with your practical earthy nature. You're like, okay, I'm hearing blah blah blah, but I don't know, because I get it. We all want to see the concrete evidence. We want the validation before we can really say, oh yeah, that was spirit. In this case, spirit's gonna be like, hey Taurus, blah 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 blah, and you're gonna like, hey spirit, okay, like I said, I don't know how to put it. I hope you're chuckling along, Taurus, with where I'm going with all of this. So that being said, what will these energies be bringing into your awareness? Yeah, slowing down, looking at the other side of things. It's coming up again, not necessarily, don't want to sound a little bit too out there if it's not resonating, the whole parallel universe thing, but definitely looking at the other side of things. There's something about being with transitions, embracing the changes that are underway, and anywhere that you have incurred losses, where you have experienced, I almost want to say, Taurus, something's coming up where I feel like, listen to your guides. I get the sense that there are some energies being pointed out where it's like maybe you were being taken advantage of in the past and you didn't really realize it. And there's just something here where, maybe you weren't really giving yourself the credit that you should be giving yourself in terms of like, how did you make it through? How did you recover from such losses, from such, whether it's financial, whether it was relationship based, whether it's just getting through the volatility of the pandemic stuff. Okay. So let's take a look at what you might need to revisit. I just heard how you use your voice, how you take actions. Yes, where you are very much like in that alignment, drawn to being adamant, drawn to taking action, being forthcoming. There is a tone again of think before you speak, just with energies that are like with this recovery card, the 5 of Pentacles, with what's being brought into your awareness. There may be a tone of regret. There may be a tone, like I said, you're looking at things from a different perspective. You're looking at the other side of things. So whether it's like you went through something really, difficult, and you were just kind of in it, and then maybe there was somebody else who had an opposing view, or didn't really agree with you, or whatever it is. Even if it was a bully that victimized you and you're like, wow, that person's a bully, again, there's something here about seeing the other side, seeing the other layers of why that person did that to you, why, what really was the underlying factor, without being so like cut and dry, like, oh, you're just a jerk, you're just this, you're just that. And yeah, you have every right to react that way. You have every right to feel that way. If somebody actually like hurt you, that it's you have every right. That's a natural reaction. And in hindsight, this is the thing where it's saying in hindsight, there's something about your own healing. There's you got to be able to forgive, right? And in order to authentically forgive, it's about acknowledging all of the layers. Because you're like, oh yeah, I forgive that person. It's one thing to mentally forgive, but to physically and consciously, where your body is actually connecting, it's like, oh yes, I can feel the closure. I feel like peace, that there's something more complete about it in that regard. So, when you're able to make sense of, when you're able to be in a more healed space where, yeah, maybe you could see the other point of view, but who cares? You still mistreated, you know what I mean? There's something here that's offering closure, I feel, in terms of the cycles, this lunar energy. So let's get some advice. Okay. Yep. Embrace the love, open up to the new cycles. Don't be dry. Okay, don't be crass. Forgive me for using those words. It's just what's coming through. Flow, connect to the heart, open up again to the new cycles. When you approach communication, when you approach yourself, always with that space of unconditional love. Whenever you're about to make a decision, always make sure from the inside out, is this loving and kind toward myself, first and foremost? right? Because sometimes, you know, addressing a bully or something like that, it's not necessarily the right timing. It's not exactly a space where it's loving and kind to you. Maybe it's loving and kind to them because they're like, I really want to apologize, blah, blah, blah. But for you, you haven't quite reached that space yet where you can authentically say, yeah, I forgive you. Like, thank you for the apology, but like, I need some time. You know what I mean? To really like heal that and accept your apology. It's not that I'm never going to accept it, but I need time to accept it. And so that's where I feel it's like you've been given the time, you've taken the time, and now it's like, okay, I feel like I'm open to love. I feel like I can feel good again. I feel like I want to be joyful again, you know? So that's big, and I hope that resonates. So let's see all that in alignment. What sort of vacation, what sort of downtime your soul's craving? Take it easy on yourself. Okay, 5 of Swords, avoid conflict. And where I was saying, seeing the other side of things, okay? There's an aspect of being fair to yourself, and don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the situation. Don't give up on circumstances before you've given things a chance. And also, while we're at it, it's not what you say, but how you say it. Give yourself the confidence. Give yourself that moment to realize, you know. And when we react, when we're like, you know, when somebody's in a space where they're trying to be open and vulnerable, it's understandable to be volatile. But again, there's still a little bit of cleanup there as well. You know, in terms of just because you don't want to have that within yourself. It's not about the other person. I mean, it can be, but inherently it's about being kind to yourself and being kind to your mind, especially in your own thoughts. So let yourself unwind, let yourself take a break, let yourself just absorb the love and just be in that space of flow and gravitate toward the love. You know, simplify in that regard, follow your higher guidance, and, you know, avoid just people, situations that are just trying to stir up conflict. And it's not about deny, avoid, and, you know, repress, but it's follow your flow and don't allow for other things to like get you caught up in it. So Taurus, don't hesitate. Check us out, girlinhermoon.com, to schedule your own personal session. Take a look also at your moon and rising signs for some extra insight. Okay, it's really nice to kind of get a bit more info, but otherwise have a blessed full moon. Take care. Gemini, this is Kapualani. You've got your Aries full moon reading, your girl and her moon full moon reading here. Okay, there will be resolution, but there's still some type of internal struggle that you're cycling with, Gemini, to break yourself free from, okay? But there is hope. New cycles are underway. Clarity is underway. Stay strong, Gemini. Make it easier on yourself, not harder, okay? If what you're looking at isn't sitting right with you, you are not obligated to stand there and watch. Let yourself let go. Take that power back and walk away. Put that rose into a glass of water. And when I say put it into a glass of water, it means take a refresher yourself. Connect to your emotional energy, connect to that water. I'm just feeling it. I know it has nothing to do specifically with the strength card, but it's what I'm present to, because there's something to where there is a disconnect where your heart and your thoughts, where you're disconnecting, and it's like trying to put on a brave face. You know what I mean? And remember that Ace of Swords, that 10 of Swords that flopped out, you're going to, you see that, oh, it's spinning in the cycles of thoughts. And then the pointy edges, the thorns on the rose that I think of, you know, when I see the swords and I see this card, there's that connection that I make. And so it's, again, sometimes when you're seeing an endless loop, When you're seeing a cycle, when you're seeing a pattern, the only person, the only element that you have power over is what, Gemini? You. So, what will this full moon bring to your awareness? The heartache. Yeah, we got to make the connection. I was saying it. Make that connection. Ask yourself, where are your heart and your mind in conflict, and what practical steps, what actions can you take to unravel yourself? And first, it's about seeing things, seeing situations for what they are, not how we want them to be, right? Okay, so what can we do? What are you going to need to revisit? Loving, kind to yourself, kind to your mind, admitting defeat, and or not giving up as well. Like, not giving up on yourself, what you want inherently, and the goals that you're holding space for in your life, while also it's almost like knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them in certain situations. With, again, the rose. Why suffer yourself? Like, every time, whenever I see this drinker, I think of that poor lion biting out. It seems so sweet, right? That, like, okay, taming the beast with this beautiful rose, of faith and devotion. But there's thorns. They say every rose got its thorns. And so where are you not being kind to yourself? Where have you been suffering yourself? And where do where's it time for you to realize that you don't need to suffer yourself anymore? And it's, it's not just the surface stuff, Gemini, right? It goes so much deeper, because it goes to the conflict between the mind and the heart. And inherently, when I see this Three of Swords, I always go back to that dynamic of the inner child, your child, relationship, your inner child relationship with your sacred feminine, sacred masculine aspects, which we are all, you have a sacred feminine, a sacred masculine, the inner child. But of course, those reflections come from who? Mom and dad, inherently, or the absence of. Okay, so let's get some advice here. Yeah. I really recommend, Gemini, air out your thoughts, reach out, okay? This is a card of anxiety, of sleeplessness, allowing yourself to admit your grief and be present to it and admit your suffering. It's big, you can't deny what you're feeling anymore. Under the sun, it's like, okay, well, I've been under the sun, I'm frying, I'm running out of air. All of these swords cards, the air, and you are air, Gemini, of course. It's like this, it's evaporating. It's like, we need to breathe. So we need to circulate your energy, Gemini. I would highly recommend, if you have been especially feeling cooped up and stagnated in that mental space, and even physically, like if you haven't gone out, get some sunlight. And like I said, with that rose, the rose being very symbolic of your own spirit, your spiritual faith, right? Put that rose in some water. Where can you find that reconnection? Okay. 10 of Wands, what type of downtime is your soul craving? Relief from those burdens. All of these wands, it's that fire element, but they're in that space where it's representing the, number one, you're closing out cycles. And like I said, we saw the Ace of Swords, saw the Ten of Swords plop out in the beginning. All of these swords showing up, Gemini. There's a new perspective for you that is being called for, that your spirit, that the higher self is really leaning to guide you into. But it just feels a little bit, it's like we need to let some fresh air in. We need to get some oxygen in. Your energy levels, you need to take a break. You need to reset. With this 10 of Wands, I can feel the exhaustion. Okay, so whatever you need to focus on regaining your clarity, relieving yourself of these sort of spiritual burdens of being blocked, not having a sense of what's ahead or how you're going to make your way out of, this, that, or, whatever troubles or burdens that you're carrying, whether they're through relationships, whether it's through, family hardships in terms of being separated, not any actual like conflicts and whatnot, but just feeling like you're spread thin. Okay, Gemini, hang in there. Get some rest. Air things out. Recharge. And trust that this cycle, you're clearing through it. So don't push. Be kind to yourself. Take a break. Get some sleep. Okay? And that being said, connect. You know where to find us. girlonhermoon.com. So totally here and available to support you. Not to sound dramatic, I'm not sure how this is resonating for you, but hopefully it is giving it some clarity. Check out your rising and moon signs as well for some added insight and support. But otherwise, have a blessed and bright full moon, Gemini. Take a break, okay? Get some rest. Cancer, how are you? This is Kapualani. I've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. Let's see what's up. Okay, 7 of Wands, push through, don't give up. Mind the company you keep and be aware. There may be some underlying competitive forces around you that you're contending with. Ooh, and I got a beep on that, Cancer. That's my validation that what's coming through, definitely, spirit. So, isn't it always? Okay, first up, your message from the universe. Temperance. Okay, I don't usually say this with Temperance, but I heard slow and steady wins the race. This is going to be a period for you to readjust, to find your balance. So if you've been in a swing where things have been like really hustle and bustle, this is a space now to sort of find your footing, get caught up with the pace. You know how everything, when you kind of move and move and move, it's like, woo, I need time to kind of like slow down and find my footing again and find my center. That's what I'm getting here with the Temperance card, Cancer. And also, okay, I'm present to that fire. I'm being drawn back to that 7 of Wands that kind of plopped out. This is going to give you a space to realign your own energies and see where you may be feeling like, ooh, I'm leaning toward a burnout. Time to just slow down, reassess, withdraw from all of that, active energy. So even if it's like just in a fitness level, if you've been like really on a fitness sort of thing, like woo, 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 listen, babe, you need to replenish. And rest is a huge part of growth. Rest is a huge part of, getting in shape as well. We need to give our bodies time to rest. Mind, body, soul, okay? All across the board. What will this Aries full moon bring into your awareness? Transition, ja. And in this case, the 6 of Swords, the air, breathing, understanding. Listen, you've done the hustle and bustle. Plans, things are already set into motion. Now, again, it's time to adjust your sails. It's time to shift what you're doing, how you're doing it. Get ready for a different approach, but trust that you are being divinely guided. Your higher self is very much working with you. So any feelings of nervousness, okay, again, this full moon should say, hey, take a look at what's going on around you. Get into the center, like you've checked all those boxes off. Let go, let flow, take a breather. Okay. What will you need to revisit this full moon? Nice. Ace of Swords. You've already made your mind up. Again, plans are already set into motion. Trust your judgment. Trust your decisions. That's where it's like, again, this Temperance is giving you time to, again, find your footing and readjust to the new reality that's developing, the new directions that's unfolding, the decisions that have been made. Where things were uncertain, okay, you made your answer, you made your choice. Now it's like, okay, we just got to see what's going to happen next. All right, advice for a smooth full moon. Get excited. Take it step by step. These beautiful rainbow energies and vibrations are telling me that you are present to the process, Cancer. You're taking it in stride. You're doing everything in alignment. Okay? You're in the flow. This Two of Wands encourages you to get excited about it, to really be present to the opportunities, the people, places, connections that are available to you in this present, here and now experience. Okay, this is the energy of, okay, not only do you have this great idea, but now we've got some traction to work with. Now we've got, I almost wanted to say like a ley line, a timeline that we can just move and groove with and be so just inspired by on all levels. Okay, so that's where it follows in alignment with this Six of Swords and saying, listen, you already made a decision, plans are set into motion, now begins the journey. Here we go. Enjoy. That's kind of what it's saying. So this is an opportunity for you, like I said, how things are shifting, Cancer, for you to really trust and know the excitement you feel and the desire that you have for the life that that you're living here and now, the choices that you're making, even as simply as like, wow, I just be spontaneous and go to, I've never tried this restaurant before, I always wanted to, just gonna give it a shot, like woohoo. And how does this color my life? How does this impact my energy, and how does this add value? And or will I realize, hey, that was a great experience, never have to do that again, but I'm really glad that I can say that I did it. Moving on. It's just as flow as that. Okay, what sort of break, what sort of downtime is your soul craving? Yeah, something solid. I love this. You've got Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yep, thought manifesting into reality, a seed of opportunity, new beginnings. All you need to do, Cancer, is be focused right here, right now. Often when I see the Ace of Pentacles, the aces are such potent cards, obviously, symbolizing new beginnings and possibilities, opportunities, all these things. But with a single Ace of Pentacles, you think of it as a seed. And what do we do with the seed? We plant it, right? Because from that single seed, there's all this potential growth and expansion that's possible. And so again, what sort of break, what sort of downtime for you? It's being right where you are and allowing yourself. It's like, I feel like it's so suited to you, where this Ace of Pentacles is almost like a new shell, for your Cancer energy. And for the Cancer, it's like, yeah. And so what are you going to do with this new space? For Cancers, you're going to get comfortable, very much aesthetically aligned for you. And so that's where it's like, make it all about you. You are the center. Make yourself in your life the center of attention on a date. Just take it day by day. Water and nurture that seed. Again, the decision that you made, the goal, whatnot, continue to just nurture and stay on that path, Cancer. I mean, you got beautiful cards here. And, with that, you want to dig deeper, you know where to go, girlandhermoon.com. Otherwise, I definitely encourage you to check out your moon and rising signs as well for some more insight. But till next time, take care. What is up, Leo? Kapualani here. I've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. Okay, Leo, let's see what's in store. Okay, let's get your message from the universe for this Aries full moon, Leo. The Magician! Power's in your hands, baby. And be aware, with the power being in your hands, your sights, your focus is aligned accordingly, because you don't want to stumble, right? When the light flashes green to go, if you're looking that way, but your body is facing that way, bloop. So line up. Take this time, Leo, to really get centered, grounded, and aligned with your skills, your abilities, the opportunities, the people, places, energies that are available to you here and now. And I almost want to say moving forward at any given moment. This particular lunar energy will be really activating this divine masculine aspect of the magician, that alchemist energy, which is saying unlock yourself from inhibitions. Play with the energies, not in an irresponsible way, but in terms of familiarizing yourself again with your, whatever gifts you've been working on, whatever paths or certifications, wherever it is that you've been trying to master a skill or yourself, Leo, this is that time to fully embody it and reflect and see that you are it. So start to own it, step into it. Don't ask for permission anymore. Okay? Start to just live that truth and see one step at a time. You don't need to have some A to Z, right? With the cheetah. Worry about B, C, D when you get there. First, we got to start here and now. So getting practical, getting focused on that starting line. Okay? All right. What will this bring into your awareness? The bigger picture. Leo, you're unlocking some stuff here. Okay? New perceptions, whole new world of potential and possibility. Just holy smokes here. Karmic alignment. And like I said, that's why it's inherent that you take this time to really see yourself through that mastery and as that master, not from a space of ego, but because if someone is going to entrust you with those skills and say, hey, yes, I'm going to hire you for this, that, or the other thing, I'm going to put that trust and confidence in you, you're not going to have the time, and it's not going to be necessary. It's going to only create more discord for self-doubt. So that's what it's saying. Take this time to get aligned and gather yourself, gather your resources, and really become fully aware of your own core power. Because again, this full moon is going to be expanding things and giving you, that sight, like, wow, that is the vision ahead. You're going to start to get everything lined up so that you can really build that confidence and launch into those new realities and opportunities again. Okay, so let's see what you may need to revisit here. Fulfillment. What brings you joy? What nourishes and nurtures you on a soul level authentically? Not just fillers, not just where it's like, oh, that was great for a good time. Like, you have a good drink or whatever, but then you wake up feeling kind of lousy. Not something temporary, but something that's sustainable and maintainable. So this is giving a nice cushy space to both, be very real, be very sort of like, okay, masterful and all this stuff. But then with the 9 of Cups here, right, what you need to revisit, that human obvious side, right? It's just like on the simple day-to-day level. Number 1, taking a look at what's currently surrounding you. What are we reflecting upon? What are you currently engaging? Who, what, where, all that stuff that's bringing you fulfillment. And where can you make space now? Okay, because with what you are opening up to and where you're setting your sights, Leo, it's just that time. 9 is a number for reflection, and you're opening up to these massive new cycles. And so it's okay for you to dream big, right? But you want to be, again, authentic and grounded. And, when they say wants and needs, like, hey, that sounds nice. Yes, this is what I want. But hey, it's going to cost, $10,000 a month to maintain and sustain that. Are you sure that's really going to bring you happiness and fulfillment? Yeah, right? It may seem like a dream, but where dream and reality meet, that's where we find that balance and where you're given that space to reflect upon, okay? All right. Let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Slow and steady, slow and steady. And what's interesting here with this Hermit energy, trust your wisdom. Trust your steps. Take it slow. Okay? You don't have to push anything. Follow, I almost want to say, the path of least resistance. Trust your inner light. Trust your higher guidance. Part of the mastery with the magician is knowing my opportunity is right here, right now, what's standing right in front of me. The goal that I want, that bigger picture, is out there. This is a journey, and these are the steps that I need to take. So rather than burn myself out, right, rushing It's going to slow. I learned from my past. I'm looking at my history. I'm letting myself really get real about what my wants and needs are collectively, and based on what my goals are. What's really a want and a need, versus, hey, maybe these are things that I'm kind of hanging on to. Maybe I can let go of it so that I can take some slow and steady progressive steps toward that bigger picture, right? So again, advice for a smooth full moon, Aries, full moon here, Leo. Slow down, get caught up with where you are, take the time to reflect on what you need and to feel safe, because I think of that shelter, and what you need to keep you going, that fire burning. Okay. What sort of downtime, what sort of vacation is your soul craving? Nice. 3 of Wands. You're ready for... I'm almost feeling like if you were that artist painter with a blank canvas, you're ready for that palette to just kind of start playing. Be in the day-to-day experience. Allow for the opportunities, the connections, the new possibilities in the mundane, practical way to meet you as you live and breathe, as you go out there and step and live your life. Okay? Your vision, that creative vision, how we say A to Z, if this were that woo, right? This is something that's a bit more palpable. This is something that you can work with. So it's about focusing on the more immediate steps while being mindful. You do have a much bigger journey, bigger goal ahead of you. But there's still something to be excited about. There's still something to satiate that creative, Leo fire energy of like, yay, want to play, want to get motivated and inspired, and like, why am I going to commit myself to this long journey? I want something that's really going to, make sense to me, where I can say, okay, I see that's A to Z, but I need to feel good. Where's my B and C step? That's what we're getting to. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that resonates. Leo, like everything, here, of course, most of it at least, as much as possible. But all that being said, you know where to go. girlundermoon.com. Okay, don't hesitate. Reach out, book your own session, and otherwise check out your moon and rising signs as well for some deeper added insight. So thanks so much for spending this time with me today, Leo. Till next time, take care. Hi, Virgo. Kapualani here. We've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. Let's see, Virgo. Okay. Let's see what you need to hear from the universe this full moon, Virgo. Oh, nice. This should be a really welcome energy for you with this 10 of Cups. There may be, some family dynamics that are brought to the surface, so that may not necessarily be the most pleasant energy. But of course, the benefit here in understanding the vibration of 10, symbolizing endings and beginnings, I feel like there's a sense, and excuse me for my little bit of a shift, but I do feel that even if there are some, heavier family dynamics and heavier emotions in terms of maybe longing for connection with family or longing for connection with community, I feel a silver lining here, Virgo, and maybe it's in that it brings to the surface what you need and what you have been missing. Sometimes it takes a minute for us to really identify what's missing and where we're feeling incomplete. And so in this case, Virgo, really taking that time to balance and appreciate that sort of home space, family dynamic, and or where that may resonate for you in your life. And for example, if you're like a loner, and family for you are like the people that you work with, family for you are just the people in your neighborhood, and or like your crew of best friends, soul family, stuff like that. This is something to where the universe is saying, if and where you've been ignoring house and home and just the energy of fulfillment and how you fill the home with happiness and joy, this is a time to really acknowledge and ask yourself, who am I, and what do I need to feel fulfilled on that level at this point in your life? Okay, Virgo. So let's see, that being said, what will be brought into your awareness? Okay, the Emperor. This gives energies of responsibility. So responsibility in regards to the family dynamic, order, law and order, not necessarily to be so like literal with the law and order, but that feeling of responsibility, the feeling of being the head of the family, being in charge of things, needing to remove yourself and look at the bigger picture, detach from those emotional connections and realize what your inherent responsibility is. And in terms of, at least, again, whether or not you have actual like people, family that you live with, and or it's just the way that you're seeing yourself and what you want, the kind of life that you want, the kind of household, the energy that you want in your life. There's an energy here with the Emperor about let me tune in, slow down, taking a step back, and there's an energy of being methodical and an energy of taking the time to remove yourself for the purpose of understanding and clarifying, like past, present, future dynamics, like how you may have been affected by your family history, and how that may have affected past relationships, how that's affecting current relationships. So this is like getting caught up and giving you a space to look at yourself, the journey that you've been on, the different interactions and the different personalities or just relationships that you've had, and just deciding, like, moving forward, okay, who am I, and what have I learned, and based on all these different types of relationships and things like that, what fulfills me, and what is all, what I mean. It's about really giving yourself that space to say, how do I see my future, and what kind of future do I want in that regard. So let's see what you might need to revisit. Yeah, 3 of Wands, motivation. What's motivating and inspiring you? For example, when you think about all these different dynamics, or like just building a home, there's so many types of house styles. I'm just being extreme in this example, like even with personalities, some people don't like the white picket fence version of family and the family life. So this is about, what is like inspiring you in terms of how your vision of a family unit, like I said, what's your vision? What is really connecting with you in terms of what, who you're surrounded by, who you want to be surrounded by, or at least the kinds of energies that you want to be surrounded by. Okay, so again, in terms of revisiting with this 3 of Wands, it's about not being too practical and dry, but letting yourself really open up to your spirit, to your creative, psychic energies in terms of the vision of your future. What kind of future vision do you have for yourself? And not long term, but just more in the immediate, the day to day. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Don't overthink things, simplify. This is something to where it's not a matter of logic, but it's a matter of heart, and so it's like, what do they say, apples and oranges, like, don't overcomplicate your decision, just make a decision. There is no wrong decision in this case, and realize also where you may be over analyzing things and overthinking things. Okay, All right, what type of vacation, what type of downtime is your soul craving? Keep things simple. Try to err on the side of, I was going to say simple again, and not simplification, but I generally, when I see the Five of Swords, it's about just removing yourself from conflict and recognizing, you know, if and where you may be feeling defeated, are you giving yourself a chance? Are you sort of telling yourself that you're not worthy, or like it wouldn't work out for you anyway, before you've actually taken an action, to before you've even tried? Okay, so it's like, in looking back, don't hesitate to like connect with life and to make mistakes. You're not going to make a fool out of yourself whatsoever, and part of it is, don't be hard on yourself. Okay, and it may have said this already, but like, wait, say this with the Five of Swords often, but be kind to your mind, and also be aware of where there are people that may be saying things out of hand. Don't just let it go by the wayside and take it anymore. Remove yourself. Okay, Virgo, you don't have to take it. So give yourself a break. Take a look at the kinds of the type of household, the type of family dynamic, the type of life and people that you want to be surrounded by, just by looking back at the kind of relationships that you've allowed, the kind of relationships that maybe you've let go of or lost even, and all of that. So reach out, connect with us, Virgo, girlundermoon.com. It would be a joy, to connect. So otherwise, visit with your moon and rising signs for any other added insights and information, a bit more expansion on things. But have a blessed and bright, albeit gentle, full moon. Okay, Virgo, and thanks so much. Till next time. Hey Libra, this is Kapualani. I've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. Let's see what's coming up. Okay, let's get your message from the universe, Libra, for this full moon. Okay, Mother of Wands. Part of what I'm hearing, just right off the cuff, protect, preserve your interests. This is a time to really reflect on, for some reason, I'm just in this space where, if and where there are seeds that you've planted, if and where there are goals or dreams that you have, this is that time to take the time and nurture those dreams, those goals, the steps that you've been taking. This is the time to nurture yourself. This is the time to reflect and, in a way, give yourself credit, and admiring your own work and the commitment is what I want to say. Really recognize how committed you are, what level of commitment you're wanting to continue to put in to certain situations, people, experiences. Let's just say if there was a path or a career path, for example, that interested you. But of course, with career paths, there's all different forks in the road, right? Excuse me for the wobble, but all different forks that will lead you in different directions. And so this is saying, take this time to sort of slow down and forgive the directness, but like incubate and realize you don't have to initiate anything else. You don't have to catalyze or start up anything else. It's really about just paying attention to the current projects, ideas, and goals that you've already decide on. You've already put out there to the universe. Okay, so what will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Nice, the Empress. Really something that's interesting, because I was, when I see the Empress, we see the Mother of Wands, I'm hearing, who do you see surrounding you in your future? Who do you want to see surrounding you in your future? This Empress energy is really giving a reflection of that goddess feminine, nurturing force, a more, how shall I put this? It's more than just taking a look at your house and home and being in that space where you can really acknowledge how far you've come and acknowledge the successes that you've manifested, co-created thus far. It's a sense of looking at your roots, considering your future and future legacies in terms of maybe even literally children, maybe even, and not necessarily children, but let's just say if you own a business or you do, run a household, something. It's about extending responsibilities and or seeing yourself now as that head of the family, in so many ways, in charge of your own life, and and independent in your own decisions and in your own reality. And so there's really this essence of creative energy surrounding you. There's an essence of fertility, surrounding you and your circumstances here, Libra. So there's a lot of expansive stuff and energy available to you right now. Okay. What will you need to revisit? Routines, patterns. Where are there some outmoded habits? Where can you start to make some adjustments and work in some new routines? With the growth that you're holding space that's underway to, develop and the way that right, this time on the planet, things are really moving and shaking. And so having your core foundation set and gaining some clarity over how you've changed and therefore your own flow of routines, of patterns. Where could you tighten up some loose ends and or say, okay, I've worn out that pattern, worn out that routine. It's time to implement something a lot more stable, a lot more aligned, it can provide you with that consistency so you're not having to feel like flailing all over the place. It's time to ground and to really make your house a home type energy. Make your career, it's not just a job, but it's part of your life. So, and not in a negative sense, but in a way where it's like, if you're gonna have a job, you want it to be something that's really gonna fuel you, give you energy, not drain, right? Keep you going and be something that you can maintain and sustain. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Yeah, be excited. Remain hopeful. Eyes on the prize. Be inspired. Invite in those visions. Invite in those energies. You're on a journey, and see that life is a journey. See that the dreams that you have, the goals that you are holding space to co-create and manifest, it's all underway. This is a period of reassessment and allowing. With the star, it's saying don't give up hope. Okay, and again, embrace this process as a journey rather than a destination. Let's see what sort of vacation your soul is craving. New vision. That's spark of hope, spark of clarity, spark of imagination, spark of excitement. I almost get like, what is it? What is my motivation? That's where you get this Ace of Wands. What is motivating you to want to sit and just hibernate or incubate those eggs? My goodness, it's getting a little bit restless, aren't you, Libra? It's just like, so this is where they say, I don't want to go so to that point of mind over matter, but it's about really, what is your why? At the end of the day, what is your why? And it's not to say, hey, those big, bright dreams are not attainable, or okay, someday, you know what I mean? But it's about how can we take where we're at, knowing that this is just a temporary state of being. Now, I'm not supposed to just sit and bake on these eggs or bake on these possibility potentials all day long, but what can we do? How can we set ourselves up here to where it can be effortless, like a well-oiled running machine? That way we can get excited and we can say, okay, now I freed myself up from my responsibilities. I still have some responsibilities. I still have some projects and things. Like if you're an artist, okay, this painting, that painting, whatever, and it's not to be paintings, but this project, blah, 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 blah. All these things that you're working on are now in a space where, okay, now I can shift my attention. I need a change of energy. I need something to ignite me, to refuel me somehow. So that's where it's saying set yourself up first so that you can take a break, so that you can sort of relieve yourself. That is what this process is about. And so Libra, don't hesitate. Check us out, girlandhermoon.com. Schedule a session of your own and visit with your moon and rising signs. See just what other in-depth insight might resonate and provide some guidance. So, take care. Have a blessed full moon. Till next time. Greetings, Scorpio. How are you? This is Kapualani. And we've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. So Scorpio, let's see what's in store. Okay. What's your message from the universe this full moon, Scorpio? I heard sitting pretty. Take a look at the life that is underway, the life that you've built, the life that you're building. Okay, this is a really good time for you to appreciate and engage your successes, to appreciate and engage I almost want to say your just rewards. Knowing and trusting this isn't the end of it all. This isn't the end of the road. There's more to come. It's a really good time for you to, I don't know, something's coming to mind around, be inspired in terms of just looking at yourself and your life, looking at not just feeling in that space where you're having to recognize the good, but it's effortless, it's easy. It's something to where you're in a space where maybe even you're receiving compliments from others, or others are kind of saying, wow, you're so talented, or wow, I wish I were as far along in my path or in my whatever as you are, and not from a space of lack or less than or disrespect, but truly from admiration, Scorpio. Like, let yourself be admired here. Let yourself, not to sound dramatic, but sort of enjoy the fruits of your labor. And remember, though, we don't want to overindulge because we still have goals and, we're almost there. We still got to tie things in, excuse me. So, okay, let's see what will be brought into your awareness. Yep, simplifying and really recognizing what's working for you, what's not working for you, what connections, what I feel something, not in a harsh way, but like a very sort of practical, matter-of-fact kind of way. When you have goals, like a bigger long-term goal, right? And let's just say you're saving and you get 90% of the way, 9 out of 10. And you're like, well, okay, if I kind of divvy things up a little bit, and I just bring these components together, that could open up a whole other possibility, potential for the long run, something for the long run. And so for some reason, Spirit, the message here is saying, take a look at your current resources, see what you can do to, it's almost like divvy things up, differentiate. What you're looking at and how you're looking at, whether they're relationships and connections, like a friend that maybe you never thought that you'd end up going into business with this friend, because you never had an interest in XYZ, but then so many, you know what I mean? You get to a point where like, oh, wow, maybe there's a potential for this and this to come together. And then from there, we could create this whole thing. Hopefully, I hope that it's making sense in terms of, just the message and what's trying to come through here for you. But again, in terms of what's being brought into your awareness, Scorpio, there's something that you can do to take advantage of what you currently have at hand, whether it's connections with people, relationships, whether it's your own tools and resources, skills that you've developed and learned, whether it's literally money that you have. You're like, oh, well, you know what? If I put this money into this account, or if I pay off this, then I'll have, this available. There's something currently within your possession, currently within your, that you can hands on physically, that you have physical possession of, or that you have physical contact with. If they are people, opportunities, there's something that you have available to you that can be a collaborative effort, collaborative process, and or just like connecting the dots, connecting the pieces, bringing the elements together, like different ingredients, bringing this ingredient together, that ingredient. We didn't have enough to just, if I had 100% of this, then we could do this, but I only have 50%. I only have 50% of this. So if we bring that 50% together and this 50% together, then we have 100% of something new. There's something there for you, Scorpio. So you let me know, okay? But moving on, let's see what you might need to revisit. Your ideas, creative potential, and innovation. Give yourself a chance to be spontaneous, to look at things from a fresh perspective. Listen to your instincts. Follow that creative spirit, energy, and spirit guidance. And I almost want to say, because I feel the connection to, stopping and smelling the roses. Again, simplify, see what's there before trying to just kind of move on to the next thing. There's something within your realm of, within your grasp, where you don't have to go outside of yourself or add, work harder or make more of anything in order to create something new, in order to create a new vision, open up to a new path, opportunity, so forth. All right. Advice for a smooth full moon. 10 of Wands. See things through. Close up the cycles. Where it comes to relationships, where it comes to not just walking away from something and starting something new, it's tying up loose ends here. And so it's interesting because it's saying pace yourself. I feel like this is like a long time coming. This is, this energy of the 10 of Wands representing burden, representing conflict, responsibilities to the household, responsibilities to others, to family. It's where you may be overextending your energy. This is going to be wrapping up. Trust and know, okay, whatever, sacrifices that you're seeing, in terms of just trying to take advantage of this energy and have a smooth full moon, see through any sort of projects or burdens that are closing out. Don't walk away from them. See it through so you can be done with it once and for all. There's something karmic here in terms of you being able to really close up the old cycles and wholeheartedly, authentically open up to the new. Because what you don't close up in this cycle, you're going to end up taking with you. It's just going to come with you. So let's see what sort of vacation your soul's craving now. 5 of Swords. Okay. Don't hesitate to get into the heavier discussions. Okay. I feel like you're going to be at a point where it doesn't even have to be harsh or nasty or difficult. But it is about, like I said here, you may want to give up, and it may not have anything to do with anyone outside of you. It could just be your own internal conflict. And, I always start from the inside out anyway. And so in that regard, having that internal conflict, like, I just want to give up. I just want to walk away from all of this. But, I just got to get through it. And so do your best not to be hard on yourself and or, others for that matter. Just do your best to see this as just another task that you have to get through. And once you're done with it, that's it. Okay, and I don't want to say, we never have to repeat that again, but clearly there's a core purpose here and an opportunity to see things from a new perspective and to close out cycles of conflict and just, just conflicting even relationships and dynamics for that matter once and for all. And so Scorpio, please check us out, girllettermoon.com. schedule a session of your own, it would be an honor. And also take a look at your moon and rising signs from some additional information, again, just to support you further. But till next time, take care. Hello, Sagittarius. This is Kapualani. I'm here with your girl on her moon, Aries full moon reading. Let's see what we've got in store. Okay, let's get your message from the universe, Sagittarius. Mother of Swords, remove yourself, detach yourself from drama. See things for what they are and realize your limits and boundaries. Don't push it. Don't get yourself involved in things that are over your head. This is going to be a time to really understand, again, limits and boundaries. It's coming through very, very clearly, Sagittarius. You may feel, I just feel like maybe part of you is going to feel inclined to give, but in this case, Mother of Swords, that Ice Queen energy of just, okay, just going to stand back, going to assess the situation, assess my territory and what I'm dealing with before I dive in. And you're going to also detach so that you can make the most effective, efficient decision possible, especially when it's about approaching situations that could get really overly emotional or heavy and heated. So let's see what is being brought into your awareness. Patience, fortitude, looking at the bigger picture and embracing any kind of areas where you are evolving into a more, how shall I put it, responsible role, where you are having to focus more on the bigger picture, focus more on the needs of others. Okay? There's some interesting energies here, Sag, in regards of just like encouraging you to really step back, encouraging you to detach, encouraging you to, I almost want to say, like, remove yourself and give yourself that space to look at things logically, to look at things strategically, and again, from the guise of just, it is what it is, and use your wisdom, your life's wisdom, in terms of trusting divine time and order to reveal what needs to be revealed, rather than jumping the gun and be like, oh, I don't know. You've been through a few rounds, so you get it, how things are by now. Sometimes it serves you best to do nothing, right? And allow for things to unfold. That's what's coming through. So what will you need to revisit? Three of Swords, conflict. I'm almost hearing uncertainty. It's really hard in certain cases to detach and to let go. You may be presented with a situation in which the opportunity is being presented to you. Let's say if it's the conflict between your career and your family dynamics, where maybe you're feeling torn and having to follow certain things that, demands and things for work and career and responsibilities to whatever. And then versus, like, let's say if you have children or if you have a spouse that it's just like you really just want to spend time with, you have, you know what I mean? You're in a space here in terms of just what's being revisited, being honest with yourself. And in some cases, I do get a sense of temporary sacrifice, like knowing that, hey, you know what, even if it's something that I don't want to do, it's only for a short time, and I may feel like kind of not so good about it, maybe something I don't want to do, and it's giving me a real conflict. But in the bigger picture, in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's just about me having to grow up, and it's about me having to change, and me, again, like I said, there's something here, Sag, for you, into where your role and your perception, your responsibilities are evolving. And so it might be hard to detach. And again, that's where it's like, what are you having to revisit? Are you being partial? Where maybe are you unable or having difficulty in detaching, from whatever decisions or whatever situation is called for? Okay, so let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Five of Pentacles. Take it slow. Focus on healing, recovering steps, not perfection. Realize that this is going to be a little bit of a heavier energy, and with it will be calling for you to slow down, which might not feel comfortable. You're being guided to be with your process. You're being guided to recognize rather than ignore your losses, or where you're feeling conflicted, where you're struggling. You cannot really avoid it. Now we just kind of have to see things for what they are so that we can take reparative steps and measures. Okay, so this again, focus on things on the practical level, step by step, what you can see, hold, and touch right in front of you, creating boundaries and limits, for yourself, and maybe even from toxic relationships and things, based on a new growth, some type of new development where you are having to take on more responsibility, more is expected of you. Okay, so there's some sacrifice, there's a little bit of adjustment that's happening here. And so ultimately, let's get some softer energy. Let's see what you can do to take a break, get some downtime. Focus on your dreams. No, this isn't the end of the road, babe, okay? Like, what is that light at the end of the tunnel? What is kind of, they say, what's your why? That spark of hope to show you, again, where to assert your focus, where to assert your vision, what are, the dream, in other words, to help guide you out of these more dull and or heavier, I don't want to necessarily exactly say darker, but maybe shadowy times. So, Sag, you have a really beautiful ability of looking on the brighter side. And in this case, you're really encouraged to, connect to your inspiration, connect to the hope, connect to the faith, while staying grounded and taking it step by step. Okay, so I encourage you, please do reach out, schedule a session with us, girlandhermoon.com, and check out your moon and rising signs as well, of course, for some added insight and guidance. But hang in there, okay? Have a gorgeous and bright full moon. Till next time. Hi, Capricorn. This is Kapualani, and I've got your girl and her moon, Aries full moon reading. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. Your message from the universe, this Aries full moon, Capricorn. Ooh, 3 of Wands. So, I almost get the feeling that this full moon may kind of pass without skipping a beat for you. I get the sense that there's a window of excitement and inspiration finally opening up, like even though this is fire energy, I just see it like a breath of fresh air. Your creative juices starting to flow again. Your creative and imaginative aspects and energies feeling stimulated, feeling vibrant, feeling like they're coming alive again. So your zest for life, your desire to live, or for living, for getting up and going out and doing something, just even if it's about, hey, I kind of feel in the mood to get something to eat, or just do something spontaneous. There's something being channeled, reignited here with this 3 of Wands energy. And so open up to that kind of spontaneous, I almost want to say, when creative, spontaneous ideas and energies come to you, don't hesitate to be open. Don't hesitate to take action, as it is aligned action. Okay, so let's see what this full moon will be bringing into your awareness next. Clarity, like I said, clarity of thought, clarity of vision, where you have felt blocked, uninspired, dull, stuck. bing, suddenly that compass needle feels like it's starting to get some focus and direction again. Okay, so again, anywhere in the Ace of Swords aspect, what's being brought into your awareness that you may have been foggy, blocked, and or uncertain, where you may have felt conflicted or torn, things are going to start to clarify, be brought into light, be brought into focus. In terms of looking at relationships, in terms of looking at your future, and not long distance future, but wow, I can, if you do have a dream, right? Things, that bigger picture can seem so daunting. Having the smaller steps, the day-to-day stuff, that's what counts. That's what we need as human beings. And that's what I see really catalyzing and opening up for you, Capricorn. So it's going to be very welcome energy to help you know where to focus, streamline your steps, and your just like giving you a sense of, okay, cool, I know that what I'm doing right now, it's leading me up to something. I'm not just like chasing my tail here. Okay, so let's see what you might need to revisit. Stress, managing responsibilities, and not like all these heavy duty responsibilities, but just I get like scattered, being when you have like when your attention is scattered, when it's difficult to focus. So again, that's where it's saying bring the vision together. Don't try to just shoot, you know what I mean? Create a system that is balanced and manageable for you. Don't try to just hit like, okay, somebody's, I need you here, create a schedule for your, it's just something simple. It's not all of the month or this entire week, but just even for the day. Simplify, get organized. Practice makes perfect, so it may take a bit to find your rhythm, but you will find it. So don't hesitate to just try. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of finesse for you to really align. And yeah, it's like when you're running, when you're trying to get in shape again, or when you're running, and they say that you find that sort of bliss zone or that sweet spot where the runner's high, like you just break through, and instead of running and all this huffing and puffing and effort or whatever, it's kind of like you're gliding. I don't know if you have that experience. You just hope it makes sense, or you get what I'm saying, Capricorn. But it's that's energy. Practice me perfect. Don't hesitate. You might have a little bit, where they say a little bumpy in the beginning, but it will smoothen out. So speaking of smooth, let's get some advice here for a smooth full moon. Father of Pentacles, plans. Like I said, follow your plans. And if you don't have plans, make a plan. Don't hesitate also to see things through step by step, knowing that the plan may have to evolve and change as you move and shape. And that's okay. You've got, like I said, you're going to work things out. Okay? So it does benefit you to be grounded, to be practical, to take a look at what you can do here and now, not what you idealize or what would be really fun, or, if everything were perfect and lined up, then hey, I would love to XYZ. However, until we get there, right now, we need to do ABC. Got it? Got it. Good. All right. And so another thing, advice for a smooth full moon, have confidence. Have confidence that you know what you're doing. Have confidence you've been around the block a few times. Okay? And so that all you got to do is trust your steps one after another and delegate accordingly. Be organized, have a plan, and follow it. Okay, and be flexible, of course. So now you're vacay. Let's see what sort of downtime your soul's craving. Yeah, clarity, inspiration, direction, new ideas, new visions, and even in terms of a sense of confidence and focus. You're okay, like I said, a compass. Instead of it spinning, it's like, okay, we know what we're doing. Thought and action here lining up. This is awesome stuff. Okay, Capricorn, be excited. Don't hesitate. Trust your steps. Take it steady. Pace yourself. And again, not to sound silly or annoying, but definitely follow the plan. And I feel like with the Ace of Wands, it's like take the magic, take the wand in your hand and start to weave your magic. Start to bring things together. You've got the skills. You've got the abilities and the creativity to execute. Don't hold back, don't hesitate. Go for it. That spark of creativity, of magic, that ignition that you've been waiting for, it's coming. So reach out, Capricorn. Schedule your own session. Visit withusgirlandhermoon.com and check out your moon and rising signs as well for some added insight and just a bit of expansion on all that this lunar energy can potentially provide. So take care till next time. Hi Aquarius, I hope this finds you well. This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. Okay, Aquarius, your message from the universe, this Aries full moon. Okay, stay strong and know that you're not going to have to hold your tongue or bite down, like, you know, like on a difficult situation where you're kind of like, ooh, bite your tongue. You're not going to have to hang in there any longer. I know the struggle is real, Aquarius, and I feel for you, but this is giving me the sense that any frustrations, any agitations, any stuckness that you might be experiencing, it's not that it's like, oh, it's nothing that you can't handle, but it's truly something that is a karmic process and something that you are clearing, you know, something that's being presented to you so that you have this opportunity to see how and where are you perhaps stumping yourself? How and where are you perhaps getting in your own way or blocking yourself from having a good time, blocking yourself from just relaxing and trusting that things are going to work out? This isn't a harsh, like a judgment or like, oh, well, Aquarius, you should know, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things, again, where it's just kind of like, be soft on yourself, step outside of yourself, take a look at yourself, and just understand where can you be easier and not so stuck, rigid. You know, I think of how with the Strength card, there's we're contending with our primal nature. We're contending with the parts of us that are the, rather be lower, but I'm just gonna like bear down and like just deal with it. Like I'm just gonna deal with it, even though I don't want to. This is giving us a sense, Aquarius, of saying, where are you tolerating things that you don't really, or you shouldn't have to be putting up with, that you don't need to be tolerating any longer? Where can you use some relief? Okay, so that, you know, let's see what's being brought into your awareness. Relationships, next levels. You've learned your lessons. You've made your sacrifices. This isn't about but it's about saying, what are you ready for? What types of advancements? What types of next levels, rather? What sort of personal evolution and growth have you been going through, so that now it's like you're seeing, I'm ready to like move onward and upward? And it's tough because I see maybe you're holding space for something or someone else to come through, but you're really, really being guided here to recognize you are ready to move forward with or without XYZ. It's not about leaving anything or anyone behind, but it's about you recognizing how you've done your due diligence, how you have personally evolved, how you have personally transformed, how you have, you know, through your own sacrifices, and yes, sacrifices of others, but you've picked up your end of the slack. You have done your due diligence. And so it's about saying, are the people, are the places, are the situations, the scenarios that I am surrounding myself with, are they vibrationally and authentically aligned with who I am and where I see myself going at this point on a soul level? Is it authentic? Or am I seeing, I'm kind of better off in my own company here with me, myself, and I, and we're just going to go onward. We're just time to migrate, time to move on. Seasons are changing, and I'm ready to go. I just get this feeling, Aquarius, that it's like there's a part of you, it's like, anymore. I'm just, because that Aquarius, that fixed air, it's like once you're done in that, whirlpool of air, or what is it? I think of it as a tornado, like a wind tunnel. Once you're out and you're done, it's like, so let's see what you might need to revisit. Joy, taking it easy, have conversations with those friends, that small intimate group of best friends, of loved ones, soul family or soulmate, kinship, that you can really lean on. Maybe it is your partner that you're having a conversation with, and it's like, hey, I've been really holding out for this job, this company to give me an advancement, and I've been getting these opportunities, I don't know what to do. Like, do I really take it? Am I really ready? Go to the people, go to the just the connections that you can really lean on in a more intimate way. And if it's not necessarily, I don't really need that, Kapualani, then it's really about where can you just sort of blow off some steam and lighten up to get a different perspective, and to maybe celebrate your progress. Maybe it doesn't have to be so heavy and loaded. Maybe it's not so heavy and loaded. Maybe it is a situation where it's like, oh, I see what I want and I want to move on, but I just have to tie up a few loose ends and be patient. So, okay, what are we going to do in the meantime? Let's just have a good time. Let's just enjoy ourselves. And when that, that little bing, the alert goes off, then, okay, our flight, it's time to go, woohoo. And you're not having to just kind of wait with anticipation anymore. So take a load off. Put that, I always say when I see this one, put that rose in some water. Don't sweat it under the sun. Just know you booked your flight, you've made the day, you got the opportunity, whatever the case. Now just lean back and allow it to happen. Enjoy yourself in the meantime. Take a load off. All right. That being said, advice for a smooth full moon. The sun, come out and play. Expansion, growth, joy, open up to the new opportunities. Man, look at this. Sun. Triple. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4 suns so far, Aquarius. You got one more card to go. I don't know what's going to happen, but hey, you got 4 suns, including the sun. You're in the clear, baby. Okay? You are in the clear. Whatever worries you have or struggles, breathe a sigh of relief. This is a situation where you are surrendering to divine time and order, but otherwise you can trust things are going your way. They're going to go your way. The past is in the past. It's a bright, shiny new day. You're almost there, whatever it is, even if it's just like waiting, for that school bell to ring. Like, summer break. It's that kind of a feeling where it's like, I got no reason to be here. Nothing to do other than the fact that we're just letting the clock count down. Literally. Okay? So there's something cool happening and some kind of massive karmic clearing, karmic release that I really feel present to for you, Aquarius. So this is like good stuff. I mean, seriously. Okay. What kind of vacation is your soul craving? Well, son of a gun. Aquarius, what's up? What are you shooting for? What have you sacrificed? What have you been just through the ringer on a soul level, even just specially, okay? You will never have to go through or repeat those dark, shadowy times of the past. You're never going to have to go backwards, okay? And where you have hoped for and wished for a second chance or that opportunity to like prove yourself, that opportunity to really shine and step out and do your thing, it's coming, Aquarius, okay? It's coming. So keep taking those steps. You've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards here, and pretty much without a circle sun, we've got that bright shining light representing the peaceful dove. So you don't have to blast others and say, well, I'm only going to be here for 2 more days and bye-bye, I'm going after this, bees. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where be the peaceful dove and just rise above. Be that guiding light. Show the way, be the way. And don't look back. There's something here about don't look back. Don't worry about the people behind. Don't worry about XYZ. You're here to be an example. You're here to make your own soul breakthroughs and karmic sort of breakthroughs and alignments. Like I said, second chances. Where you may have thought, wow, like I'm never going to have a chance to XYZ. I'm getting too old, la, la, la. La. Well, think again. Aquarius, I am just so elated for you. Contact us, reach out. Sorry, just didn't know what to say. I almost had a little bit of a brain blip because I'm just so excited for you. Girlinnermoon.com though. You know where to go, girlinnermoon.com. Schedule a session. We would love to continue to support you, especially with this kind of potent stuff here. Check out your moon and rising signs, a little bit of added insights and so forth. But otherwise, have a great full moon, Aquarius. Hello, Pisces. How are you? Kapualani here, and we've got your girl and her moon, Aries, full moon reading. It's Pisces, let's see what we've got in store here. Okay, your message from the universe, Pisces, for this full moon. What you want, you will have, but not without a bit more time. Divine time and order. A little bit more sacrifice of time, a little bit more sacrifice of biting your tongue and of allowing people to catch up with where you are. It's tough. I feel the struggle for you, Pisces. You have a different type of way, you know, that this expression of strength comes through. And it's so, I feel for you, Pisces, so much because, you have that beautiful, bright smile and those eyes of innocence. And when inside, it's just like, you're dying. And I don't want you to die anymore, Pisces. Like, stop. You don't need to do this to yourself. It's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting. And so, like, free yourself. Trust. You may feel the weight of the world, baby. And I get it. It's rough when you feel responsible for everything and everyone. It's rough when you're feeling the burden of the world on your shoulders. This is your opportunity and your work when we see this card, when we see this energy, to just really make peace and embrace. It's not easy. It is a struggle. The struggle is real. But to actively work on just trying to separate yourself and saying, like, I feel so much for those people, but you don't have to sit there and torture yourself. Like, unclench your fists. Recognize your body reactions to stress and how you worry about others. It's something really significant and important here about how your stress levels and your thoughts and how they just, I always refer to this with the line biting down on the rose, and that heat of the sun is like just so stoic. But if you're suffering for any reason, Pisces, or if you're making sacrifices, I really would love for you to be clear. What are these sacrifices that I'm making and why? Am I torturing myself unnecessarily or trying to prove myself for no reason? Okay? It's not going to get you better results, get you further, or win you any points to show up looking like heck. Okay? And it's not because, what happened? It's, you deserve peace. That's how I'm going to say. Okay, baby? All right. What will this full moon bring into your awareness? Love yourself, celebrate yourself, relax. When you take a look at the actual results of the effort and the work that you have been putting forth, Pisces, I feel like that's what's easily going to give you peace of mind. All you got to do, remove yourself, loosen up, don't be stiff, take a step back, look at your own reflection, see yourself in the progress that you've made. See yourself in your life and, the relationships that have changed in a positive way, okay? Who and what you surround yourself with, the type of life that you live. When you really step back and you say, you know what? The life that I want and the life that I'm living when I sort of look at it, 9 out of 10, you know what? 9 out of 10 isn't so bad. It's a lot closer into being than I thought. I'm so much closer to that goal than I realized. And it's just that shift in perspective and that little bit of reminder that, hey, I know you're busy worrying about everybody else and everything else out there, but worry about you. Worry about yourself and not but the pentacles, physical, your needs, your accomplishments, your wants, and where you have made sacrifices as well. Give that back to you. Give that credit back to you in a very tangible, practical manner by just looking in the mirror at yourself and your own life's creations. Knowing that you're so much closer than you even thought. So you don't even have to, like, maybe you don't have to suffer or torment yourself thinking, oh, it's never going to come. It's like, oh, what? It's going to show up tomorrow? Whoa. Right? So what you need to revisit, what did I say? Your dreams, your goals, your hopes may be so much closer in coming complete, that manifestation, than you realize. So where you may be feeling a little bit blinded by the light, blinded by the sun, and what I mean by that, Pisces, is like just kind of dried out and like, just drained, and or like I said, where you might be a little bit stiff, you need to cool off. That sort of shadow energy from the sun that I'm seeing with the star, soften. You don't have to be so upfront. You don't have to wait at the front door, for the ride or whatever. They will ring the doorbell. They will come to get you. You will not be forgotten. Nobody's forgetting you. You have to remember and not forget you. Okay, you got to remember you. You got to remember your dreams. What is your motivation? What is your why? And it's beyond just giving pieces of yourself or making sacrifices for others. You need and you have dreams and desires and goals too. You are a creative, beautiful being. Okay, give that credit back to you. Advice for a smooth full moon. Ha ha ha. Father of Cups, there's your sacred masculine water self being like, yes, loud and proud, I am here. That's right, follow your heart. Let yourself express. I feel this connection to the heart and the throat chakra really strongly right now with this Father of Cups, and with that orange, the desire, the sacral. Healing your relationships with the physical realm, with how you go about making amends with your choices, between your needs and your wants. You should not have to feel ashamed about being in a position to fulfill your own wants and needs. As an independent being, you should not feel any sort of shame around it. This is a space for you to feel confident, to be open, loud, and proud. That is like, you know what? I have come far in my journey and in my life, and I'm proud of myself. And you know what? I want to be a leader in this. Not even that you have to announce it, but just through your actions, where it's about, be the way. Like, be the way. Show the way by being the way. It's not about what you put on blast and how, like, are people hearing me and la 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 la, am I getting my message across? Be the example. Flow. Follow your heart. Listen to your own voice. Where you feel inclined to give advice, internalize it and say, maybe I could take my own advice and follow it. Heal and remember that if and where you feel called to sacrifice, if and where you feel called to give, if and where you're feeling called to step into this healer type energy, being a shoulder to cry or someone that gives advice, remember to listen to your own advice first and foremost, especially where it comes to loving yourself, creating boundaries, and trusting that what you want is underway. Okay? So, let's see what type of downtime, what type of vacation your soul's craving now. Ha ha ha, patience. And look, we have the masculine with the feline energy and the feminine with the feline energy. And these gorgeous major arcana energies that we have. Mastery and self-discipline, patience, allowing what you want to come to you. And in the meantime, knowing yourself, getting to know yourself, following your own flow, taking action, soul-aligned action as it resonates with you, with what's inspiring you at this point, and always coming from a space of unconditional love and healing, trusting your intuitive, empathic nature. And again, here, knowing that what you want, you are magnetically attracting. You don't have to go after and make anything happen. As you build confidence, as you trust yourself, as you allow yourself to take, again, inspired, aligned, soul aligned actions, the bigger picture of what you want, relationship, career, house and home, la la la, those opportunities will present themselves to you. Those people. It's not that, oh, I really want a relationship. The timing and things, just because you're ready now, and it could be so easy if X, Y, Z. No, it's a co-creative process. Okay, so as you go live and breathe, answering to yourself and being in that conscious alignment of, okay, just kind of have to work on trusting my, going with the flow and da 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 da. Again, the higher level, it's knowing as you joyfully take action, as you align again with those dreams and goals, what you want will come to you ultimately. And if you're not clear on what you want, you'll know it when you see it. Okay, it's trusting your intuition. So Pisces, definitely reach out, connect with thisgirlundermoon.com to schedule your own session. There's so much richness here for you, Pisces. Love to elaborate, but otherwise, take a look as well at your moon and rising signs for some extra added insight and guidance. So I hope that you have a beautiful and blessed full moon, Pisces. Till next time, take care.